Oh, hi, everybody. Start every stream the same way, don't I? Welcome to Startup in a Month. We are on day 6 of Mail File. I think at the top of these streams, I should do a quick summary of what we're actually doing, just so new people potentially joining the stream can kind of orient themselves to like what's going on and what the plan is and what the deal is. So let's start there, shall we? So, firstly, what is this whole stream about? It's about a project called Startup in a Month. So, if you are unfamiliar with what we're doing here, or even if you've been watching the stream or the YouTube recordings for a while and just want to reorient yourself about what's going on, get a bunch of bullshit spam calls nowadays. The whole idea with Startup in a Month is that for 2021, I'm going to build and release a tech startup product once per month. So the idea is, I want to put like a lot of small experiments out into the world. So I could spend the whole year building one thing and put it out there, and maybe it would catch on, maybe it wouldn't. Maybe I'd spend a bunch of time on an idea that didn't have any real world validation or like traction or like oomph to become something that people are actually interested in or and would pay for. So the idea is that you have 12 different ideas, and make one after the other. And the fact that you have to release within the space of a month kind of forces you to boil that idea down to its most basic concept. And if you have it boiled down to its most basic concept, you've probably like spent time figuring out what the most important feature is to make it usable, and you put it out there. And if it catches on, it catches on, and people will start using it, and you can kind of pick it up, run with it, turn it into a more like featureful, feature-rich product. And the eventual goal at the end of that is to kind of build a business for myself and generate some self-sustaining income. So that's what we're doing in the stream. And the startup project for this month is something called Mailfile. So what Mailfile is an attempt to combine the like ease and efficiency of emailing yourself with a better way to actually store what you email yourself. So there's a lot of like organizational, like productivity, like list making tools for like saving things. But I find that like what I do and what a lot of people do is instead of like getting like too deeply invested in those really complicated tools, what we do is we like email ourselves stuff. So if you have like a quick link or a recipe or a quote or like a YouTube video that you just want to reference for later, you email it to yourself. And that's like a really easy way to just like hang on to it quickly. And it's like the perfect user experience because you know exactly how your email works. You use it all day. So that's like the easiest, quickest, dirtiest way to like save something. But it's also like a really bad way to actually hang on to something because, well, it's easy to email yourself. You're always like receiving emails that are like kind of stacking on top of the things that you have emailed to yourself. And eventually, unless you like grab that link and put it like somewhere else, like like a notebook or like Trello or something, it's just gonna disappear into your inbox and get lost forever. So anyway, the whole idea is that instead of emailing yourself, you email something like Steve at mailfile.me or Sally at mailfile.me, like whatever your username is, and it will take that thing that you emailed to yourself and save it in a nice, organized, easily referenceable way. So it's kind of like taking the concept of organizer app and kind of turning it on its head, where you don't necessarily have like a front end for that app. Like the front end is your email, and meanwhile on the back end, we just get something that grabs that email, reads it, parses it out, and saves all the things that you email to yourself. So that's the basic idea. That's what we're doing. That's what we're building. What we're looking at here is the show notes. So if you go to startupinamonth.net, this is my blog, and at the end of every stream, I put these up online so you can go and check them out after the fact or reference them. So if you see me write something in here that you want to like check out later, you can go and take a look there. So we're going to have a link to an explanation of the project, a link to the explanation of what we're actually building. There's also a link to the Discord channel if you want to come and hang out in Discord. And yeah, we'll also have a link to the YouTube video for the stream after the fact if you want to go and look at a recording. So anyway, start each stream with a mantra, and that mantra is small is good. So I don't think I've posted about this publicly anywhere, but I just got my second Pfizer COVID vaccine shot, which is like awesome. Like, don't get me wrong, I definitely want to be vaccinated, and in the long term, the side effects of the COVID vaccine are pretty minimal, but yeah, I was getting really stressed out about it because, I'm on this kind of tight deadline to, release something in a month, and this happened to me with my first shot, too. So I got the shot, and, that day, the, side effects started, immediately, and I was pretty much out, just kind of, rolling around in bed being sick for, 2 days. And 2 days in the context of a month is a really long time, and, yeah, it got me really frustrated and kind of nervous about staying on my schedule and being able to release this thing, and losing valuable time essentially. So yeah, I'm trying to kind of quell those feelings because they're not really helping anybody to feel them, and trying to remind myself that what I'm shooting for is to build a small thing. And yeah, I actually got really inspired by this guy's blog post. So this is Jay Moo. He's also kind of like an indie hacker personality. And I saw a tweet from him about how he built 4 mini products in 3 days. So this is my schedule on steroids, right? I'm trying to build a mini-ish MVP in a month, and he built 4 of these things in 3 days. So there's something about ranking S&P 500 companies, something about tweet streaks, and a tech Reddit stream. But this 4th one, he actually posted that he got a paying customer for it. Someone already signed up to pay $4 a month to use this book bot thing, which will take your Kindle highlights and tweet them out for you essentially. So yeah, the concept that you could build 4 of these things in 72 hours and actually start generating revenue from them, I don't know, within a week after that, that's a pretty powerful idea, right? So yeah, trying to use this blog post as a reminder that I'm building small things and I should stay small, and small is good because small can start to earn money really quickly. So yeah, in the context of the shot, I'm missing out on 2 days. Yeah, maybe that's just a reminder that I really need to focus on the critical aspects of these apps, and yeah, keep everything achievable within the context of a month. So anyway, that is that, and I've also got this down in the show note links. So if you guys want to check this out and follow him on Twitter, maybe, then that is where you can find him. So anyway, let's get to getting, shall we? Always weird seeing yourself stream. Anyway, what are we doing today? We are going to start writing some front-end views for our DB contents. So the progress we made so far is that we can email an email address, we can grab that email, and we can send it to the backend server to save the contents of that email in the database. So now's the time, I think, to move from the back-end side of things to the front-end side of things. So what we're going to do is start writing some React pages today, and the first thing I want to do is just get something on the front-end, period. So I've got a couple test users and some test content. So yeah, just getting something in website form is going to be great. And then the second thing we're going to try to do is look into sorting options, because the database I'm using doesn't sort things by date necessarily automatically. That's something you have to do after the fact. So I think it makes the most sense to have newest things appear on top. So assuming we get this far, step 2 will be to start to organize them by the time they got written into the database. So anyway, that's what we're doing, that's where we're at, and let's get started, shall we? So we don't need this anymore. Probably want to leave that open. As a matter of fact, we probably want to keep that data log page open, because that's really helpful for a reference. Just minimize this real quick, check my windows. Okay, we're all good. And here we go. Alright, so we got the DB, we got the core, we got this demo email, which I don't think we need anymore. We've got the front end with nothing in it. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to actually get something in our front end app. And this is an app I built last month called Pick Story. That's kind of like the thing I'm copying and pasting from. So let's just take a look at what we're doing here. We got the components, we got the core, and then up one level is like all the shadow CLJS stuff, which I also have here. Okay. So I think first thing I need is a core page. That'll be the basis for our front end. And this has a bunch of crazy stuff in it that we don't really need, but it'll be easy enough to delete it out. So let's just delete that out. App front end. New file core.cljs. App front end core. Alright. So confirm before leaving editor. Don't need that. Gonna need most of this, but not all of it. Gonna need can't user info. Nope. Gonna need this to start. Don't need all this. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need all this. Although we do need that. Match a previous match we probably want to keep. That's in reference to the route we're on. App URL. Alright. So we got reagent, we got reedit. We don't have any pages, so let's get rid of those. Maybe home and login. Menu footer, index, Ajax core, not yet. Closure walk. Closure string, always need that. Alright, cool. Let's get into our kind of crazy current page function, start digging around. Okay. It's a bunch of Atom related stuff, router states. Might need to pass that down. Alright, don't have a footer yet. I suppose we will eventually, so we can keep that, just comment it out. Not gonna have this. Min height full. Let's not decide on a background color just yet. Review of the match of the data. The route name needs username, has username. Nope. Alright. There's our new and improved current page function. Feels good to delete a bunch of wacky old code. Needs username. think we can get rid of all of this. Find out soon. Alright, so when there's a new route, swap the previous map with the old map. Apply the controllers. If he starts, called with 4 arguments, but expects 3. 1, 2. Hello, Darwin Paul. Welcome to the stream, man. I think this actually goes here. Cool. Okay. Redundant do. That's fine. I get the warning a lot, but usually it doesn't cause any problems, so I think we'll just leave it. Okay. So we got all the stuff we need to, like, just get something on the page, I think. So let's make a pages folder, I think. New folder, pages, new file, index.cljs, and we just get h1 with hello world. At pages. At pages index. Refer index. And we don't have that yet. Want to have it for a while, so let's not worry about that. Okay, now we have a back-end REPL and a front-end REPL running, so I think my next step actually is to start to do this in a different window. It's developing back-end and front-end. Alright. Of course, VS Code thinks I've already got that window open, so it won't open a new one for me. But this is easily remedied. Alright. So I've also got these workspaces, which I'm using to... What am I doing? Looks crazy. Yeah. Let me refer you to what we're actually doing here. Startupinamonth.net. We're building something called Mailfile. So this is the actual product we're building, and I think the crazy thing that you're referring to is the closure language. Man, what's a good place to send someone if they don't know about closure? Closure docs. Yeah, maybe a closure for the brave and true. That'd be a good first introduction. So this is a language called Closure, which is in a family of languages called Lisp, and it is a awesome language to program in. So if you're interested in like the language itself, there's a reference for you there. And if you're interested in like what we're actually building in this live stream, this is some information about the product itself. Okay. So, I guess the first thing I want to do is I want to get Shadow CLJS running. And before we do that, we need to make sure that all the pick story specific stuff is no longer there. Front end DevTools URL. 8082. Pick story core. It's gonna be like source app front end. Alright, app.frontend.core. /inits. App frontend core /inits. Alright. Okay, this is probably definitely not going to work, but let's give it a shot. Shit. That's to the REPL that's gonna be 8081. I think I'm probably better off just running this straight from the from the command line itself. npx shadow cljs. There we go. So let's work our way through the error messages as we get this running. I think that Brave closure link didn't actually post to Twitch. There we go. Now it's working. Okay. Alright. So we did actually start the server successfully. Build failure. Required namespace app frontend core is not available. Okay. App frontend core. App.frontend.core. This is called in pick story. App frontend core. No, wait, this is. App.core. Source app.core. Maybe frontend.core is what we want. Alright, what did I have for source paths? Source, okay. Nope. I think source app, probably. So basically people will be emailing you their stuff. Yeah, exactly. So, oh, damn it, it's not. Actually, that is what I want to do. Yeah, so instead of like emailing yourself, can I organize it for him? Yep, you got it, exactly. So, yeah, it's kind of like a better way to like save something as opposed to emailing it to yourself. You email it to this like mail file service, and then that'll do the task of like kind of reading your email and like categorizing things and saving things. So it's a goal to kind of combine the UX of like emailing yourself, which is like the simplest, dirtiest thing you could do if you need to like actually save something for future reference, and it makes the process of like actually saving that stuff and referencing it a lot easier after the fact. So that's the idea of the app. That is, if I ever get it running, I think I need an npm install. Oh, nope, I already got it. Okay, one more time. Wouldn't it have privacy issues? Yeah, I mean, it'll be like, behind like a username and password. So in terms of like privacy issues, that should have you covered. So like people won't be able to like log into your account and see what you save, for instance. And yeah, I guess it'll be up to the discretion of the user whether they feel comfortable emailing things to mail file or not. At pages index. Pages index. But I hope that's maybe this needs to be front-end pages. I hope that will not be a thing. Front-end pages, right. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Required namespace app config is not available. It's probably because there is no app config is there. Should there be? Yeah, not yet. Not even using this variable yet, so that's okay to nix. Although we don't have a component called login form, so we'll just send them to the index. Front-end core app. Compiling. Maybe it'll work this time. Build completed, wonderful. So if I go to post 881, oh, that's the not found, missing index HTML, right. Okay, that's the next thing we need to figure out. Did I have an index HTML here? Resources, I did. Right, so I guess I can tell Shadow CLJS to look at the same index HTML file. As well as the backend server. What's the advantage of it as opposed to cloud services? Yeah, so for cloud service, well, there's a lot of cloud services, right? There's like Trello for, saving things in cards. A lot of people are using like Notion nowadays for all kinds of things, either like organizational or otherwise. There's things like Evernote. There's things like to-do lists. So there's like 1,000 apps for like saving things, right? So it's not exactly like a domain where there's not a lot of other people like doing like basically the same task, right? Like giving people a place to like store their stuff that's either like on your phone or accessible from like multiple places, like on a phone and a tablet and your computer. So that's like two things, either on your phone as an app or available in the cloud or both. So there's a lot of things that like offer this, but at least in my friend circle, especially for me, it's like we have all these tools, right? So you'd think that if you have something like Trello, you'd use something like Trello all the time for absolutely everything. But people still email stuff to themselves. And I think there's a reason for that. And I think it's because there's a lot of friction with an app. So if you have an app, you need to be logged in the app. The app has to be available both as an app and a web page. So some apps do that. Some apps don't. So if you want something to be like, accessible from like many different places, you need to be able to like access a period, and you also need to be logged in. So I think that's the reason that people email themselves, is because like the user experience of actually saving something is like so low friction that they would rather email it to themselves as opposed to like use an app, for instance. So that is the main advantage, hopefully. And I think if people have the ease of emailing themselves, and then also the kind of better experience of like actually saving that information and referencing it after the fact, I think that's where the advantage lies. So we'll see if that actually plays out, but at least in my mind, I hope it will. But you won't know until you try. Okay. Assets. So is this building to the right place? Have I even specified that? I guess not. Okay, so we have an index HTML as Shadow CLJS found it. No. Okay. How do I tell where it is though? Yeah, thank you, man. See you around. Have a nice day. So I'm missing some configuration. That's it. Root resources public. That's what I need. Or actually, maybe I could get away with that even. I already have an RPL, I already have HTTP. Okay. So, find it now? It will, but there's no JS asset yet, which I'm just guessing I'm going to have to restart Shadow CLJS to achieve. All kinds of dust on my second monitor. Alright. So no assets yet. Tailwind, resources public. Oh, hello. Delete. Just built it in the wrong place. Fresh, nothing, no. Alright, one more time. Reference this one more time, but I think I basically got it. Oh no, output directory, that's what I need. How did I not copy this over before? Red. Use document protocol, target browser, output directory, asset path. Alright. That's what I need. Alright, stop the universe. Oh, duplicate T. Duplicate targets. And hopefully we'll see our JavaScript show up in here eventually. Compiling. Build completed. Excellent. Alright. See if we're chooching. We chooch. Excellent. Alright. So we can get that there. Although for development purposes, I'm probably not going to be using this. I'm probably going to be serving that same index HTML path from my backend server so everything can stay on one single domain. We don't have to goof around with any core stuff. Let me see here. So, backend, front-end, core. Gonna need a routes. The routes. That gives me back. One sec, guys. Okay, we're back. Right, so I just got this going. I think I can go to mail file and see that now. Assuming I've got caddy running. Nope. Network. What do you send back? Nothing. Because I've got a conflicting route definition. Alright. One more time. Nope. Maybe restart the server. One more time. Come on, man. Maybe we just need to reload the universe into the REPL before we can get that. .502, not implemented. And yet, if we test the app here, it's totally there. So what's the deal, man? Socket closed. I think that's a reference to the REPL connection. I don't think the ordering of the routes matters, does it? We definitely know how to get this file. We've written the routes. Wrap content type, maybe. We've got wrap defaults. Wrap params and JSON response. We don't need those, at least not yet. Something cached wrong? No? Is Caddy complaining? Oh, hello. Gets that's saying. Status 502. So I wonder if we just went to localhost 7070 if we'd see the same thing. We would not. Interesting. Why is that? I bet the answer lies in our caddy config. 8081. Why am I sending that to 8081? It should be 7070. So let's restart our caddy. Server initial configuration. Alright. Still nothing. So the script is not loaded even though its MIME type was loaded. Man, what is all this? Assets, app.js, main.js, root. Okay, so we got everything. And this definitely will still work if we're just sending it to localhost 7070. And that is the Shadow CLJS server, so that will still work. So what do we see here that we don't see there? 304, not modified. 200. Alright, so one difference is the Shadow CLJS dev tools are available in these tabs. 200, that's this 101, that's the upgrade to the WebSocket connection. Main.js, no file local. No logs from Shadow CLJS. Okay. 8080. Even though its MIME type is not valid, JavaScript MIME type. No response data available for this request. /assets app.js main.js. So I'm just gonna guess I don't have config for sending my resources to the front end. Wrap resources. Resources public. Resources public index HTML. So that should be resources public assets, I think. Now file local resources public assets app.js main.js. Resources public assets app.js main.js. This is what we want to serve. Alright, we can serve Tailwind and index CSS from that root. So I don't think we need that after all. Assets, app.js, main.js. We don't have any like Google Analytics stuff just yet. Yeah, so it should get us that, right? Wrap resources. Oh, does this need to come like at the bottom? Route resources. Maybe I didn't have this. Maybe I need that. That's probably it, right? Yeah, that's gonna be the missing piece, I bet you. That will be the missing piece, I can imagine. Alright. Any complaints from Caddy? Nope. We still can't get that, huh? What if I just stop you and start you again? Wrap resources. What's your problem? You're all red. Route resources, get on the root route, send index HTML. The rest of this I don't need to worry about. Looks like I left some stuff in. Wrap resources, wrap params, content type, wrap defaults. Yeah, I think I'm pretty much good otherwise. Just some plumbing issues. Oh, give me Tailwind CSS. It says it's giving me a 200 for that, but it's not showing up. Okay. Wrap resources public. It's all the same stuff. Wrap defaults, content type. Wrap params? Don't think I need that. That's for like making requests. Nope, that wasn't it. Okay. Browser tab child. Interesting. Assets app.js main.js. Yeah, they'll respond with the file, alright. So it's just the connection with the outside world that we're working on here. I wonder if that has to do with Caddy, actually. could very well be. Because, like, go into our config files, which of course I've closed. Well, let's open that up again. Reverse proxy root slash star maybe. See if that's valid. Config. Alright, still get that. Still get that. Oh, yep, that was it. That was totally it. Okay. So we could serve like literally the root route, but any path beyond the root was not, Caddy was not configured to actually serve that. So yeah, that's cool. It'd be really sweet to have Shadow CLJS here too. So let's see. Damn, I'm probably gonna need that again, aren't I? Okay. Just chill, take it slow. DevTools URL. Yeah, will that work? Slash shadow CLJS reverse proxy to 8082. I think that'll work. Alright, stop and start the caddy one more time. Let's see if we can get Shadow CLJS working. I probably also need to restart Shadow CLJS as well. It'll hot reload when the code changes, but not when the Shadow and REPL server started at 8081. I thought that was a different port. Ah, the REPL's 8081, the DevTools is at 8082. 8081. Go back to our 9091. Nope. Remote relay slash API. We need something in there for remote relay. Somewhat boring, but nevertheless important piece to get right. I was using Nginx before this. I think. I'm going to use this thing called Caddy instead. Reconnecting file local slash shadow cljs. That's the damn. I know what it is. Slash star. Slash star. Let's get to slash star. Alright. Alright, just one more time. One more time, I think we got it. Really nice thing about Caddy is it's fast. Configuring build, compiling, and it does HTTPS by default too, so I don't have to faff about with that, which is super nice. It doesn't seem to request this like right away, does it? I wonder if I open this up in Chrome, if I would see something different. Reconnecting. So that's a WebSocket connection. Serve WebSockets with Caddy. WebSocket proxy. Documentation for matchers. So I can specify a named WebSocket matcher, which I don't think I explicitly need to do. So is that header getting sent when headers upgrade WebSockets? Pragma, no cache. Don't think I need to worry about that. Connection, upgrade WebSocket. Right, so that's what I got. So for anything requesting a WebSocket, I proxy them to localhost 8082. So let's try that. Okay, once more time around. caddy wheel. Alright. Oop, can I define a matcher outside of a site block? Alright. So this goes inside, I guess. That's fine and good. Unrecognized directive. Mail file local. Oh. Ah. Oh, I also forgot the reverse proxy thing, didn't I? So for WebSockets, reverse proxy it to that port. Matcher is defined more than once. Well, yeah. If I could figure out how to redirect from that to www, then that'd be one thing. I couldn't quite get that to work. Matcher is defined more than once? Mail file local. Matcher is defined more than once. I don't think it is. Connection upgrade. Oop. WebSockets. Just looking at my commented out code. Could be. At WebSockets. Matcher is defined more than once. It's not though. Alright. Can't be defined outside of a server block. Also borked that. That's why I thought it was defined more than once, because that came first before reverse proxy, which has to come first. That was it. Okay, so now I think we should have it. Or at least be closer to having it. Now we'll find out. Could figure out how to get the WebSocket. Oh, pending. Finished. Hey. Yes. Did good. Still not looking for it here. Reconnecting. Finished. Pending. What kind of messages are you sending? Mr. WebSocket Man. Thanks, I don't care about your updates. Probably behoove me to look at my old Nginx config, so that'll probably give us some hints for what's missing too. Config files, devconf. So, reconnecting. /shadow CLJS /API /remote relay. There's something missing here. All matchers that are not path or wildcard matchers must be named matchers. Name matches defined outside of any particular directive and can be reused. Combine any available matchers into a set. So what are the matchers? Expression, file, header, a host, a method, not, and a path. Wonder if that's it. Alright, we're running. Still not showing up in Chrome, or Firefox rather, maybe in Chrome. Still reconnecting. Okay, so let's... Let's try that. Alright, no errors in the config anyway. It's always like WSS:// which I think is the scheme. That can be either like HTTP or HTTPS if you're talking about a normal website, quote unquote. So could I include that in like as a block, like WSS://? Probably not, right? Maybe someone smarter than me. Let's figure this out. Maybe I can adapt something that was not specifically for Shadow CLJS 4 proxy, or 4 caddy rather. This is the version 1 documentation, which is, of course, not what I'm doing, which is version 2. It's like an ordering thing. Do I have to put that before this? Just trying stuff. Just experimenting. Let's take a look one more time about what happens when I go to localhost 8080 for this. Still reconnecting. Interesting detail. So it doesn't know how to do this for like the localhost server either, which I think is an indication that my Shadow CLJS file is also not correct. DevTools URL. All right. So for the DevTools, I send them to that URL. Show CLJS. Do I even need to? Maybe I don't even need to do that. Maybe it can just be running on 8082. Use document protocol. Maybe. I can have the website running on the local domain name, and the DevTool is just running on, like, you know, their normal port 8082. And unless I get some like wacky core stuff going on, which I hope I don't, maybe that's the solution. So I don't have to send it into Caddy. I don't need to have like a URL associated with it. Maybe all I need to do is that. Switching protocols. Did it work? Yes. Yes, that's it. That's it. I think we got it, guys. Finished reconnecting. Ah, wait, no, hold on. That's 8080. 8082. Mail file.local 8082. Ah, so now it's trying to. Right. So maybe I do need the DevTools URL, but I pointed towards localhost explicitly. Instead of mailfile.local. Let's see. My config change and hot reload. That's cool. All right, let's go, buddy. Non-JS module files deprecated. Uh-oh. What do I do? Alright, got another half hour doing this. So, yeah, man. It's probably the most boring stream ever, but you know what, that's okay. Try not to worry about that. Compiling. Compiled. Let's check it out, eh? Yeah, I guess. I gotta give him the right URL. Oh, hey, that was it. I got it. Right? Yeah, I think I did. It's been upgraded. Can I see WebSocket messages now? Should be like a ping or something, and then hmm. Yeah, pinging and ponging. There we go, guys. We got it. Awesome. Okay. That's a cool thing to know too. I can make a change to the Shadow CLJS file itself, and it will restart itself. Yeah, there we go. I should be able to see the pinging and ponging here as well. Messages. Oh, come on. Requests. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Okay. Great. So we got our local development-ish figured out. All right. So I'm gonna take a quick break. Then this next 20 minutes, whatever, we're gonna get actually doing this stuff. So just hold tight. 1 minute. Okay, we're back now. Right, so 3:14. What can we get done in 15 minutes? Well, let's see. So I've got a function to request stuff. Oh boy. Oh, this gets so complicated so fast. Handlers, right, that's where that was. Find all saved items for a given user. This still works, I assume? Yes. Okay. So I've got that function. And I bet I could hook that up to like a REST route. But I also want to use this for state. Dat sync. Ah, man, this looks super complicated and possibly not mature. It's kind of like fairly recent-ish activity. Oh, is this that guy? I saw it talk about this. Wow, this is actually not much code, is it? The meat of it lives here, but even then, it's not that much. That's great. Cool, man. So I think we'll start with reposh. It's like having the same query language between my back end and my front end. Just sounds like so great. And I'm really into Datomic, so I think this would be a big upgrade for like my front end state game too. So I guess I could just request like kind of categories of datoms. So maybe I can get this set up on the front end. Yeah, let's just install these libraries, get this installed on the front end, and DataScript core, reprosh core. Okay, so I need DataScript. Alright, so back to Shadow CLJS. Okay, so there's DataScript, reposh. O33. Let's just see if we can like kind of start a data script database. And make some queries. Probably a good basis for that will be this. Alright. So we got events, we got reposh core. We got our DB, which has our to-dos in it. We got events, which read and updates all the various stuff. We got subscriptions, which subscribe to the DB, and then we got views, which renders everything. Alright, so if we go to core, event subs, so we got reagent, we got reagent for routing. Grab all this stuff. And then front end. I feel like I want to state. Yeah. Front end dot states. Events and subs. So new file, events, and stubs. Alright. That's stubs, subs. Subs. Okay. Alright. So this is all the same, but when we init, we need to dispatch sync to our database, which says, hey, initialize this. On reload, all we gotta do is mount the app element, initialize block. And this is using Figwheel, I'm using Shadow CLJS. I don't think I need that last part. Okay, start the router. Initialize the DB. And go. Alright. Okay, restart Shadow CLJS just one more time. That will be for updating our dependencies to download all this stuff. Although I think I've forgotten reframe, haven't I? Data script, reposh, definitely need reframe. Ah, I've already got it though. That's cool. Alright. Probably had it in pick story as well, although I definitely didn't use it there. I came to regret that as I got further along in the development process for that app. If you've been here with me since the beginning of the stream, you saw me delete a bunch of global state variables. And I got deeper and deeper in. Okay, so let's make a DB. Let's just copy all that. Alright. Correct data script, reposh, initial DB, and all that. Cool. Good, good. How about we just copy the events and the subscriptions too? Alright. That as events. Now we're into subscriptions. Okay. That's some funky syntax, but that's okay. Alright. Shadow CLJS, not crazy anymore. Resource does not have expected namespace. It's prepended with all the app dot stuff. Really like Shadow CLJS's error messages. To do npc.db. Frontend.state.db. Alright, we're all cool. Think so. Hope so. Render create to do form. Render task list item. You know what, man, let's just copy it all in. Just copy all this stuff in. I'll see something. On the screen that I can play with. Alright. Frontend.state.subs. Frontend.state.events. Ruposh core. And then I think just render views main panel. Main panel. So if we require that in our core, dot pages dot to do for main panel. If we render that as a view, I guess we can render that alongside, can't we? Render the main panel along with our hello world. We should see some stuff. Hey, enclosure a little bit. Have a coffee. Create. I think this means we're working, guys. Excellent. It's not styled, but yeah, could we like span? Yeah, what's it supposed to look like? I don't need to look there. I can look at my own code, can't I? Copied this whole thing in already. Create to do form. It's because there's like a form here. Get data script plus posh. Running. Create. Excellent. Cool. Okay, so that's a great basis for experimenting. And yeah, 2 minutes. Could I possibly request all that stuff and write it in? State DB. Coffee. Just relax. App type. Task title. Yeah, I think we'll just wrap things up. But this is a great basis for starting to work with Posh and DataScript. reframe, which I've read a little bit about and have worked with kind of tangentially in the form of Redux, but haven't used it in a ClojureScript context, so I'm really excited to get started with that as well. So anyway, let's stop the stream, shall we? Let's summarize what we got done and what we're going to do next time. This time, I spent a big chunk of the stream to debug. Things like this are a big time suck sometimes, but after that, we got reposh plus data script set up for we reference the be a great basis for next time. Actually render something from the DB in the front end. Okay. And I think that's it for today. So anyway, thanks for joining me, everybody. Might stream tomorrow. Tomorrow's a writing day for me. I said last week that I might actually stream my writing process, which I didn't end up doing, but I think it might actually be a good idea because, you know, this stream is something that kind of like keeps me on track, more or less. So, yeah, I think I will do that this time. Yeah, let's try it. Why not? So, anyway, I'll be streaming that tomorrow, and otherwise, I'm out of here. So, thanks, everybody. These stream notes will be up online in just a little bit. And, yeah, have a nice day otherwise. Catch you later.